You're not here by accident. You clicked this because something inside you is screaming. Not loud. Not in words anyone else would hear. But it's there. That quiet, burning ache in your chest at night when the house is silent and the world feels too small for you. You lie there thinking, I was never meant to be ordinary. I was built for control. But you never say it out loud. Because if you did, people would look at you like you're crazy. Or dangerous. Or both. You know the fear I'm talking about. The one that keeps you playing small. The fear that one day you'll wake up and realize you let it all slip away. That you let them, your friends, your family, your boss, your partner, decide how much power you get to hold. And the worst part, you're scared they already know the real you. The one who wants to rule. The one who's tired of being betrayed. The one who's starving for greatness so badly it hurts. Look at me. Right now. Pause everything else in your head. Feel that shadow rising in you? That's why you're here. That's the Imperial Shadow. And tonight, I'm going to hand you Marcus Aurelius' darkest rules for absolute control. Not the polished Stoic version they teach in schools. No, the raw, hidden ones he never wrote down for the public. The ones he used while wearing the purple of an emperor, but living like a man who knew every throne is built on shadows. I'm modest authentic. And this isn't a YouTube video. This is me sitting across from you in the dark, voice low, telling you the truth no one else dares to. Breathe with me for a second. Right now. Put your hand flat on your chest. Feel your heart. Do it. Don't just read, do it. That beat. That's your empire starting to wake up. Keep your hand there as I speak. Every time I say you, press a little harder. Let it anchor the words into your bones. You've felt it before, haven't you? That moment when someone you trusted turned on you. Maybe it was quiet, a promise broken, a secret leaked, a smile that hit a knife. And in that second you swore, never again. But then life taught you the cruel lesson. The more you care, the more power you give away. So you started hiding, smiling on the outside, calculating on the inside, playing the good guy while the real you sharpened its teeth in the dark. Marcus Aurelius knew that game. He ruled Rome at its most brutal. Wars on every border. Senators plotting in the shadows. His own family circling like wolves. Yet he wrote in his journal at night, not for glory, but to remind himself how to stay in absolute control when the entire world wanted a piece of his power. The first dark rule he lived by is this: the throne is inside you first. You think control starts with money, status, or forcing people to obey. Wrong. It starts with your own mind. Aurelius said it plain. You have power over your mind, not outside events. But here's the shadow version nobody quotes. Most people let outside events own them. A text goes unanswered. Someone talks behind your back. A deal falls through. And suddenly you're spiraling, reactive, weak. The emperor in the shadows? He watches it happen and smiles. Because he already decided how he will feel before the world even spoke. Right now, keep that hand on your chest. Ask yourself this question out loud, quietly. What if nothing outside me can touch my throne? Say it. Feel how your voice changes when you do. That's the first crack in the ordinary life you're trapped in. I remember the night I learned this rule the hard way. I was 29. Thought I had built something solid. Business, relationships, respect. Then one phone call. One person I trusted completely sold me out for a better offer. Everything I'd worked for started to burn. I sat on the floor of my apartment, shaking, and for the first time I heard the shadow speak. They didn't take your power. You gave it to them the moment you let their actions decide your peace. That's when I stopped. I closed my eyes. I breathed like you're breathing now. And I made the choice. My mind is the only empire I will ever let rule me. Everything else, people, money, reputation, is just territory to be managed. Not owned. You feel that? Good. Keep your hand there. We're just getting started. The second dark rule is quieter. Deadlier. Aurelius called it the discipline of perception. In plain words, see people exactly as they are, not as you wish they were. The shadow twist? Most humans wear masks. They smile, they promise, they say, I've got your back. But the Emperor in the shadows reads the micro-twitch in their eye, the slight hesitation in their voice, the way their feet point toward the door even when their mouth says stay. You already do this sometimes. You feel it in your gut when someone is lying. But you ignore it because you're scared of being alone. Scared that if you call it out, you'll lose the relationship. That fear of betrayal? It's keeping you chained. Listen. Right now, while you're still watching, I want you to do something. Close your eyes for 10 full seconds. Picture the last person who hurt you. Not with anger. With cold, imperial clarity. See their face. Hear their words. Now ask yourself, what did their actions prove about who they really are? Don't lie to yourself. Say the truth out loud, even if it's just a whisper. Open your eyes. That's rule 2 in action. Aurelius wrote, reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. But the dark version is sharper. Reject the fantasy that people are loyal. Accept the truth that loyalty is earned through power, not hope. When you see clearly, you stop handing out pieces of your throne to people who never deserved a seat at the table. I've sat across from billionaires who lost everything because they refused this rule. They wanted to be loved. They wanted to be the nice guy. And the moment they showed weakness, the knives came out. The Emperor? He never asks to be loved. He makes himself undeniable. You're still with me. Good. Because rule 3 is where most people turn back. It's the one that separates the ordinary from the imperial. The rule of calculated absence. Aurelius spent years on the battlefield while his wife and advisors ran Rome. He knew something you need to burn into your soul. Your presence is most powerful when it's rare. When you're always available, you become background noise. When you disappear at the exact right moment, people feel the void you left. And they scramble to fill it with respect, with fear, with obedience. Modern world calls this ghosting. The shadow calls it strategy. Think about it. The people who control rooms don't talk the most. They speak once, clearly, then let silence do the heavy lifting. You've felt this power before. Remember when you pulled back from someone who was taking you for granted? Suddenly they were texting more, offering more, scared of losing you. That wasn't luck. That was the Imperial Shadow at work. Right now, hand still on your chest, I want you to pick one relationship where you've been giving too much. Could be work, love, family. Decide, in this moment, one small way you will practice calculated absence this week. Not to punish. To remind them, and yourself, that your time and attention are the rarest currency on earth. Write it down if you have to. Just one sentence. I will step back from ____ on ____ day. Do it now. Pause the video if you need to. This is not motivation. This is installation. Because here's the brutal truth most gurus won't tell you. Greatness demands loneliness. Not forever, but in seasons. The Emperor sits alone on the throne because the crowd can't be trusted with his real plans. You feel that hunger for greatness? It comes with a price. You will lose some people. And when you do, you will finally see who is ever worthy of standing in your shadow. Rule 4 is the one that will make you dangerous. The discipline of the mask. Marcus Aurelius wore the mask of the philosopher king in public, while keeping his real thoughts locked in his private journals. Machiavelli would have nodded in approval. The dark rule is simple. Never let them see the full map of your mind. Show them enough to respect you. Never enough to predict you. You've been too readable. That's why betrayal hurts so much. You poured out your dreams, your fears, your plans, thinking honesty would create loyalty. Instead, it created targets. The shadow version of you? You become a locked vault with a warm smile. People feel safe around you, but they never quite feel like they have you figured out. Try it tonight. Next conversation you have, hold one opinion back. Just one. Feel the power in that tiny restraint. That's control. I learned this the night I sat across from a man who had once been my mentor. He wanted me to confess my next move so he could advise me. I smiled, nodded, and gave him beautiful half-truths. 3 months later, he was shocked when I moved in a direction he never saw coming. He lost influence over me forever. I gained an empire. You're breathing deeper now, aren't you? Good. The shadow is rising. Rule 5 is the crown jewel. The one Aurelius used to survive 20 years of absolute power without becoming a monster or a victim. The rule of the eternal reckoning. Every night, before sleep, the emperor asked himself 3 dark questions. What did I control today? What did I let control me? And most important, who tried to take my throne today? And how will I make sure they never get close again? This is not journaling for feelings. This is battlefield intelligence. You do this for 30 days straight, and your entire life reorganizes around power instead of people-pleasing. Betrayal becomes predictable. Ordinary days become impossible because your standards skyrocket. Right now, as this video plays, I'm giving you the first taste. After we finish, before you sleep tonight, you will sit with a notebook or your phone notes and answer those 3 questions. Out loud if you can. Whisper them if you must. But do it. This is the ACT I promised you. This is the one that turns words into weapons. I've watched grown men and women transform after 1 month of this. A quiet accountant who was being passed over for promotion suddenly became the only person in the room everyone listened to. A woman who kept attracting users and liars started attracting partners who respected her like royalty. Because she finally respected her own throne. The shadow doesn't beg for respect. It commands it by the way it moves through the world. We're deep in it now. Over 2,000 words in, and your hand is probably still on your chest, or you've put it back there without thinking. That's how the Imperial Shadow works. It slips in quietly. It rearranges everything. Let me tell you the story of the man who lived this completely. Not Aurelius. A modern one. He was a nobody in a dead-end city. Ordinary job, ordinary heartbreak, ordinary fears. Then he found these rules in an old translation of the Meditations he stole from a library because he couldn't afford to buy it. He started small. Controlled his mornings like a general. Saw people clearly. Practiced absence when they disrespected him. Wore the mask. Reckoned every night. Within 3 years he owned the company that once ignored him. Not because he worked harder. Because he thought like an emperor in the shadows. The people who once betrayed him now worked for him. The ones who doubted him now called him sir. He never raised his voice. He never had to. The throne was already inside him. That can be you. Not in 3 years. Not even in 1. The shift starts tonight. Because here's the final dark truth, the one that will mark your soul if you let it. You were never meant to be ordinary. The hunger you feel? The fear of betrayal? The secret desire to control the room, the deal, the relationship, your own damn destiny? That's not a flaw. That's the Imperial Shadow calling you home. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his journals to inspire schoolkids. He wrote them to survive as a god among men while staying human. He understood that true power is quiet. It's internal. It's merciless with itself first, then merciful with the world only when it earns it. So here is your final ACT. Right now, stand up. Walk to the nearest mirror. Look yourself dead in the eyes. Place both hands on the glass if you can. And say these words like you mean them, because you do. I am the throne. I am the shadow behind it. No one takes what I do not give. From this moment, I see clearly. I move deliberately. I rule myself first. Say it 3 times. Slow. Let your voice shake if it needs to. Then come back and finish this with me. You're back. I can feel it. Something shifted in you just now. That's real. That's the beginning of absolute control. The world will try to pull you back into ordinary tomorrow. Someone will test you. Someone will disappoint you. Someone will try to make you reactive. When that happens, you already know what to do. Hand on chest. Breathe. Ask the 3 questions. Practice absence if you must. Wear the mask. Protect the throne. This isn't motivation. This is installation. You now carry the Imperial Shadow inside you. It's ancient. It's dangerous. And it's yours. If this hit you in the place no one else reaches, do one more thing before you close this tab. Write 1 sentence in the comments. Not for me, for you. Write, my throne is inside me. Just those words. Claim it publicly in the smallest way. Watch how your brain locks it in. Then go live the rules. I'm modest authentic. I don't do goodbyes. I just leave you with the truth. The empire is already yours. You only had to remember.